All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to EU for Third Rome. In the last episode, we took quite a bit away from Poland and Lithuania. We really hurt both of them. I'll talk more about that in a second. And we also took a little bit here of France. Now, what I'm thinking, well, I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on what I could do is we'll end up almost certainly at war with France again because they'll be allied. Oh, Poland's allied with Byzantium now. That's interesting. That might cause us to go to war with Byzantium, which would be fine because there's no way as an empire that Byzantium would ever submit to vassalization. So eventually they're going to need to, for us to finish the run, we're going to need to take them over, right? So if they, and they're so small, if they honored a call to war on behalf of Poland, there's just no way that they could stand up to us. So our overextension's at 110. That's too high. I don't have the administrative power to knock it down much, but we've got a few cores that we're making. Anyway, what I was saying, so we will definitely end up at war with France again relatively soon. And I'm kind of 50-50. What I could do is take more of this territory from France and then release it as Brittany, as a vassal. And that way they can defend themselves and protect themselves and stuff. And then just annex them back. They would add into the war and everything every time we go to war. And then when I finally conquer this area, I could just annex them again. But then, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right move. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But so we absolutely decimated Poland. We took a whole bunch of territories. I took them specifically for the partition Poland war goal, but I wasn't able to take quite enough because I had invited Hungary into the war and Hungary had occupied some of the territories, and so I couldn't annex them. So the next time that we go to war with Poland, I'm not going to call Hungary into the war, at least not at first. I'll occupy all of Poland and then maybe call Hungary in to help me fight the French if I feel like I need them. We'll see. The last war went very, very well, so I don't think I will be needing any help. But we have a truce here until 1633. We do not have a truce with the Ottomans right now. And we are in a substantially powerful position. And we need to take the Balkans. The Ottomans are not currently at war with anybody. They have the same typical allies. They're at military tech 62. We're at military tech 62. So I think what I'm going to do, the one thing is I don't want to give the Ottomans a chance to breathe. I want to keep hurting the Ottomans. The Ottomans, still, as we've seen, right, they are immensely powerful. They are losing their power. Sicily has taken over some areas from them. We've got, it looks like their dominance kind of in this region is starting to wane. They are no longer the ultimate power on Earth, but they are still very powerful, and we want to be careful of them, and we also want to hurt them, right? But I have to be careful of my overextension. So while I wait for the overextension to go down, I want to hit the Ottomans as quickly as possible. Keep clicking the wrong thing. So my combat width is 30. So I'm going to build up more military forces. Do I have any loans out? No, I do not. I'm going to build up more military forces, and I'm going to wait for admin power to drive that overextension down. Once I get it down to at least 50, then we'll be in a position where we can attack the Ottomans and take them over. If you get your overextension too high, it just you start getting tons of rebellions and instability and all sorts of problems. So you just want to be careful of that. So that's 11. them up. I'm not going to move any of these armies yet. They're drilling, and the game doesn't have a mechanic whereby, like, so you can move all of your military forces to the borders of the Ottomans, and the Ottomans, like, there's not a mechanic in, I don't know if it is in any of the newer Civilization games, but in the older Civilization games, like in Civ 3 and Civ 4, the computer would notice, like, if you moved forces to a border, it would notice, and it would, like, react to that, and it would ask you, like, are you about to declare war on us? And of course, everybody on Earth would always say, no, of course not, and then immediately declare war. EU4 doesn't really have a mechanic like that. So, yeah, see, we're getting all these rebellions because of our overextension. So, like, it wouldn't hurt to move all these guys to the Ottoman border, but I want to let them drill. I want to let them be able to, like, just kind of hang out where they are. Of course, we're going to need them to suppress these rebellions. I don't have a general available that isn't drilling. So, all right, you're going to go here. They hopefully won't need their morale. Oh, we lost. Oops. That's not good. I was hoping that they would be enough. So we'll let him get over here, and then we'll send him back. Anyway, yeah. So I could move them, but right now I'm going to keep them just suppressing rebellions. These guys are mercenaries, so I don't care if they lose a bunch of people because they don't have a general. But this is the problem with overextension. As you get overextended, so once you get under 100, things get better. But you see, they're still at 91. The national unrest is 4.6 basically. That's a lot. You don't want to be in that situation. So we're going to core these as much as possible, as quickly as possible. Get that overextension down. Converting them to your religion also helps. All right. So you guys go back up here and do some more drill. We've got all of you guys. You guys are, we'll see, we'll head down here. Pulling it with the king is supreme. That's great. You're not going to exist much longer, so enjoy that choice while it lasts. Normally I would take the administrative power hit, but because I need to get coring provinces, I don't want to lose even a shred of administrative power. So this, when it's built, is going to put us about what 43 over our force limit. When you go over the force limit, the soldiers, like just the military maintenance goes up. It costs you more and that sort of stuff. As big as we are, as much money as we're bringing in every month, that should be fine. It shouldn't be a big deal. If it is, we can always disband that army. But hopefully it'll be fine and we'll still be making money. Yeah, so even being over force limit. Now you'll notice we were making like 30 a month. Now we're making 3 a month. So it did bring the amount that we make down by a lot. But it'll be worth it when we smash the Ottomans. And as we core those provinces, the force limit will go up. So the overall hit won't last forever. Now, we do also need to stop making armies because so we have Breton separatists. We need to stop making armies because we need to be allowing the military power to build up. Put some mercenaries there. We need to be allowing the military power to build up so that we can keep current with military tech. But we will hire one more here to use with these guys. Suppress this rebellion. This is the problem, though. This is why I might release Brittany as a vassal. I want to conquer more of this territory, though, to give to Brittany and release them as a vassal, so they're not just like helpless. But it will cut down on those rebellions because this territory is so far from the capital that. That of course, these people are going to think of themselves as autonomous. It's just sort of the way it is. Where are we at now? Okay, so see, we're at about 55. I'm going to start moving my armies into position now. And once those few get cored, then we'll hit the Ottomans hard here. Our goal, of course, our primary goal here is to take the Ottoman Balkans. If we end up being able to take any of Anatolia, we'll do that too. But the goal, the necessity for the mission is to take the Balkans. I might actually not wait until these are cored, because it's going to take me a while to fight the Ottomans anyway. And I don't want to risk too much to attrition here, so so once all these guys are in place, I'm probably just going to declare war. Who do you belong to? Okay. I guess you... You have a commander. Is there another... I feel like I'm missing... Yeah, I am. Okay. Well, you guys are going to go... So you're 13 to 15. 13 to 15, good. You're going to go here. 13 to 15, and you're 13 to... Good. You're going to go here. You're going to go here. Okay. I'll get these guys in place. And then, so what I'm going to do, the goal here is, so these guys hold this territory against the Ottomans who are going to cross. Our navy did really well in that war with France, but the Ottoman navy is still going to be more powerful. I've been kind of neglecting naval buildup. So these guys are going to hold this area. These guys are going to stomp through the Balkans. These guys are going to invade down here. And these guys, I actually might... I'm going to send these guys down here too. And I'm going to keep these guys in reserve because the Ottomans love to come up around this way. And so we'll see what happens here. I'm not going to call any of my allies right away, because even without them, without Hungary, Byzantium's not going to join, and without Hungary, I mean, look how, I mean, this army is unbelievable. So, all right, here we go. So these guys, it looks like, are working to occupy the Balkans too. So we'll occupy. I want to be careful there. I'm going to see if I can occupy that, and hopefully that army doesn't get trapped there. Okay, good. See, they could have, if they had brought their navy over into the Aegean, they could have trapped that army over there. But from their perspective, it wouldn't have been worth it, because then they would have had to open this up to us just crossing over here, which naturally would have been a massive problem. So they've got a pretty big army there. All right. Come on, get there. it in time. We might win. It's going to be close. No. Alright. So we're going to bring these guys over to here, because the Ottomans are going to be coming through there fast now. But that's okay. We expected this. We planned for this. So this has all been occupied either by myself or Serbia, which is a vassal of mine. So we shouldn't have that issue that we had with Hungary. And all of these guys are now going to head this way. Now the Ottomans realize that the jig is up. Let's see if we can. I lost a general somewhere. Okay. I need to make sure that I keep that in mind. Man, that was an apocalyptic battle. Holy cow. But you see how substantially the tide has turned, though, where before the Ottomans were just absolutely dominant in everything. Now, you know, we've won some major battles. We're losing money. I guess because of all our fort maintenance. That's okay. We'll be fine. So it'd be nice if we could cross the straits there. That would be nice. We could open up kind of a second front. But we won't be able to. Not right now, at least. Get these guys spread out as much as possible. We want to keep the armies close together, but we want to have them also spread out. So, like, we want them close together so they can respond when any of them are attacked. But we also want to make sure, like, these guys don't have a general. These guys don't have a general, so I want to be careful of that. And I want to make sure that, but, like, we want to keep the armies close together so that they can respond to problems, but we also want to keep them spread out so we're suffering as little attrition as possible. So as soon as these guys siege these provinces and they become friendly, guy attacking up there, and they become friendly, then we can assign generals. You can't assign a general to an army that's in unfriendly territory. That has to be either your, like, core territory, or it has to be an enemy territory that's occupied by you. this is, I mean, you guys have seen, like, how many wars have I fought with the Ottomans where we barely squeaked by. We had to end the war almost at a draw sometimes, where like I maybe took a province or two, and here we're just absolutely dominant. The Ottomans don't even have any of their own forces on my territory. They've got some of the allied forces here on my territory, but that's it. And I really don't care what any of them think. I guess we'll go with him. I wonder if there's some Ottomans. I'm gonna keep an eye on them, and then we got Ottomans up here as well. I'm gonna send these guys over here because we saw that Ottoman force. These guys have no commanders. That means they can be stack wiped. If we catch them properly. Okay, well, there's a commander there. We've got a lot of soldiers over here. We want to be careful of them. We've got way more in this area, but that's Baluchistan. Will they drop out now? No, but that's okay. Not yet. We might lose this battle, but that's okay, because we're keeping them occupied. Where are they headed to? So we lost that battle. That's okay. Let's see. Let's be careful here. So again, you always got to be careful of the Ottomans, right? They're not. They may be losing this war, but they are not out. They're not to be taken lightly here. They're going to start trying to siege, retake a lot of this stuff, which is okay. A lot of this stuff isn't nearly as valuable. And if we can take over this, we kind of control, we kind of just push them all this way. Where's the... Wait for these guys to get over here, and then we'll... Alright, so... Where was that? Oh, right there. I'm gonna bring these guys back this way. These guys hopefully will siege down a lot of this, so we can start moving these guys back this way to fight the Ottomans again. Are they at war with anybody else? It seems like they had a territory down here that I just sieged down. Did they lose it to somebody else? I guess they must have. I'll bring these guys in. See, now we've got the Ottomans effectively penned in this region, right? It's going to be very difficult for them to attack their way through here while these guys siege down the rest of this. It looks like they've opened the straits, so we're going to bring these guys into the war now too. kind of forgot about this. The Swiss were sieging that. I guess they just gave up on it. That's okay. Drive these guys backwards. I'm really surprised that they didn't bring this army in to try to stop that army. And the Ottomans have essentially given up and they're just trying to avoid general combat, it seems. Now they're going to fight there, but that's okay. So at this point, it really is just becoming academic. It's just a matter of convincing them that the war has been lost and doing it in such a way that I can get what I want out of it. Huh. That place does not have a name, apparently. All right, so the truce with France has ended, which means the truce with Poland will end soon. So we'll end this war here in a minute. I don't really need to get to 100% war score. It would be nice, but I'm probably not going to be able to take everything that I want anyway. So it doesn't matter really in the end. All right. So let's see what the Ottomans will accept for peace terms. All right, so if we take all of that and we'll demand a bunch of gold, that is a huge, huge victory. So The Ottomans still control a fair amount of the Balkans. They have this bubble here. But in general, I mean, that's now completely isolated. It has no coast. We've taken some, Epirus has taken some, and Serbia has taken some. Serbia is a vassal of mine that might as well just start the process of annexing now. Epirus is also a vassal that will annex here soon. And then this will all become mine, and there'll be just this little bubble here. So we need to manage the overextension rather. Now we're going to pull all of our forces back up. So that we just utterly obliterated the Ottomans. That was an exceptional victory. Couldn't have asked for any better. It was an exceptional victory. We lost a couple battles, but overall, I mean, we really, really hurt the Ottomans. They're at Tech 62. We're at Tech 62. They've got this little bubble here that we will be able to take in the next war, and then we will have ejected them. There's a little bit here, but basically we will have ejected them from Europe. At this point, the Ottomans are really no longer the power that they once were. So we're going to get all of these guys back up here. I think it's 1633. Yeah, 1633 that the truce ends. And they are allied with Byzantium, with France, Silesia, Herzegovina, and Berg. I wonder if Herzegovina would... Looks like love to be a vassal of mine. Let's get these annexations done first. This will really help me to annex these two. Will take my over relationships down by quite a bit. And this next war, we didn't call Hungary into the war with the Ottomans, and we're not going to call them into this upcoming war with Poland. And I guess we should finish off Lithuania. We don't really need to for the mission purposes, but for me, there's just three little things sitting here. There's no reason for them to exist. Actually, still 1633. We're going to be at war with Silesia anyway when we go to war with Poland. So there's really just no reason for Lithuania to exist anymore. I'm not sure exactly what. Some of the music has been like copyright flagged, not struck. Like the people who make the music are fine with it being on YouTube, but it's like flagged in the sense of it's copywritten stuff. But none of it seems to be the like base game soundtrack. It all seems to be extra stuff. And it's fine. It's not a copyright strike. It's a flag. But it could impact the, like, if I ever am in a position to monetize the channel, it could have an impact on that. So I want to try to just avoid that as best I can. Let's see, where can I put, I can put you guys down here. So we're coming up on an hour, which is normally when I stop the videos, but I'm having fun, and I've got enough stamina left in me, I think, that I really want to wait out this truce, and I want to finish off Poland. Once I get there, like once I've taken all of Poland and Lithuania, then I think I'm going to turn around and clean this up and then come back to finishing the missions down here. I'm going to have to break my alliance with Hungary, and in doing that, I'm going to need to basically waste some time. I won't be able to attack them right away. So I might as well fabricate a claim and head back up and finish off Sweden and Denmark. I want to get, and we are not making much money. Probably because we're over the force limit, but also we have this loan. Let's see. I think what I might do is I'm going to park the Navy, and then I'm going to turn Navy maintenance down so that we can bring in at least some money. Enough to pay off that loan. And we're still, we're still over the force limit, not by nearly as much, but we are still over the force limit, which just makes the military more expensive. Yeah, I don't care what Burgundy thinks. Yeah, see, by coring those provinces, see that the force limit has gone up a little bit, which makes the military cost for being over force limit less, which, you know, then makes it so we're making more money. All right, so 1629. So we've got a few more years before this truce expires. The military is recovering. We've got people drilling. We're annexing the Pirus in Serbia. That will free up a bunch of these diplomats. And Biapos, we will probably annex next time. It kind of depends. because I'll want to take this, and then if I can take like this, then I might as well just annex this and control the entire western bank of the Caspian Sea. But we'll see. All right, so our military tech is increasing. That's good. Leather cannon. Oops, wrong. Did that increase my... Yeah, so my combat width went up to 32. I don't want to do anything with that yet because I'm still over my force limit. But as we start, building and rebuilding armies in the future, right, so we've annexed Epirus, so I'm gonna just disband this army altogether. But as we, are refitting armies in the future, we'll be making them at it'll essentially be 64,000 as opposed to 60,000 because it'll be 32 and 32. Right, so we're down to 8 out of 5. We annex Serbia, that'll go down again. I feel like we lost some diplomats. I guess maybe some of them get fired. So once we annex Serbia, we'll control all of this. This will be like a pimple here in the midst of the Ottomans, or of the Russians rather. We Byzantium's not going to come in. What I should do, I guess, is break my alliance with them since they're allied with Poland. Then they might come in. I don't need them anymore. That also should cut down. I still have the royal marriage, so. Now if I declare war, the Byzantium still won't come in. It's a shame. It would be a great opportunity to just kind of clean that up too. We'll have to declare war on them separately, which actually, if I don't have claims on them, I don't have any claims on them, but I can fabricate a claim on them. What I can do is I can go to war with Poland. And then, we'll get a truce after that. But if Byzantium doesn't come in, then I can declare war on Byzantium, and it will bring Poland into the war, and I can effectively sidestep the truce and not have to wait. So as soon as we declare war on Poland, as soon as this truce is over, I'm going to start fabricating a claim here in Byzantium, and I'll be able to kind of do both very quickly. Specifically, when does this end? This ends October 1633. So 2 more game years. We're just gonna kind of sit and wait. It's not a whole lot to be doing. So there are 2 play styles in EU4. There's tall and there's wide. Right now I'm playing wide, so I could be in here building stuff and whatever. But like I'm not. I suppose if I did, it would make my country even stronger. But I'm just blobbing right now. So I don't really need to build a bunch of buildings because I'm going to take over developed provinces that have already all those buildings, and I'll get the benefits from them. Sometimes if you're playing, especially as a smaller nation, like if you're playing, say, as Austria or Denmark, it's really fun to play very tall and just build. Okay, we're gonna pay them. All right, so we have a new heir to the throne. I was hoping maybe I got a personal union out of that. With like that would be really cool. Like if we pulled off a personal union with Hungary, that would be amazing. But yeah, I don't think it will happen anytime soon. Anyway, yeah, playing tall is where like you build up your provinces and you make your nation just as powerful as possible within its borders. I'm playing very wide now. I say that to say this, that right now that's not. It's kind of boring, I guess, because we're just sitting around waiting, right? There's stuff that I could, in theory, be doing, but it's all stuff that I don't really need to do or care to do. So I'm just gonna sit here and wait for another in-game year. Gather my forces together and prepare to steamroll Europe once again. With any luck, Byzantium will just come into the war. But if not, like I was saying, there's that kind of either way, it's going to work out for me. Let's see if I can. I took out loans, so paying the Streltsy, you just have to pay them a generous wage. Like you just have to. It's just to not. It just creates tons of problems, and they are so useful within the military that you just have to. All right, so we're at this stage now where we're going to be going to war with Poland now in less than a year. So I'm going to start fabricating a claim here. I have a truce with them until 1636. I'm gonna yeah. Oh, I'm gonna build a spy network. And I'm gonna start gathering these guys together to prepare for war. Probably doing this a little early. We're going to experience some attrition, but that's okay. I guess it's okay because what I can do now is have them all drilling until about July. And then I'll stop the drilling so that their morale is built up. And the moment that the truce is over, we attack. There, so we own Serbia now. We're gonna just go ahead and disband these guys. So we now own all of this. Oh, so we're still, even with all of that attrition, we're still gaining more soldiers than what we're spending to make up for the attrition. That is the power of Russia. Unparalleled in its truth with Lithuania has ended. Who is Lithuania? They're allied with Silesia. We're going to end up at war with Silesia anyway. Let's stop these guys. They're all going to stop drilling anyway, but we'll stop these guys early. Declare war on Lithuania here because Silesia is itself allied with Poland. Now, Poland won't come in, like none of these guys will come in because they're not allied with Lithuania. Only Silesia will, but I'm going to end up at war with them anyway. So we might as well, like there's no need to wait. We can just steamroll Lithuania, and then all of these guys will be drilled up and ready, or moraled up rather, and ready the moment I have no cost of spelling. Okay, well, that's disappointing. All right. A fabricated claim here. So I have one. All right, so that didn't go quite as I had planned because I didn't realize I didn't have a claim on Lithuania. So now it's August. We're going to stop all of these guys from drilling. I guess we'll end up at war with Poland first. What's a high the Swiss have a high liberty desire? All right. Yeah, let's repay that loan. Truce with Poland has ended. Truce with Bohemia has ended. All right. Oh, one more tick to get their morale all the way up. There we go. So Byzantium's not going to come in, but that's okay. Let's see. Poland is 63. We're 63. France is 63. So, all right. What's Lithuania? 63. So, all right. So we are in a very strong position here. We're not calling Hungary yet. We can. Are we with Herzegovina too? Okay. We can call Hungary here eventually. I mean, we realistically won't need to. Oh, that's Hungary. Okay. how? They keep, like, more and more of them keep going in here. We're gonna lose this battle, probably. Depends on how quickly those guys can get there, I guess. No, we might, well, no, we're still gonna lose. Well, maybe not. I mean, this has been apocalyptic. This is a massive battle. And we still lost, but I mean, that's okay. Where did all of those? Oh, they're up here. Okay. So here goes Lithuania. Lithuania is no longer a participant in this game. Oh, man. I hope they don't get stack wiped. That would be a massive annoyance. Oh, they didn't get stack wiped. That's good. Is Bohemia not in the war? Huh. Oh, no, they are. I guess we can't. I guess we have to take this one first. Why? Like, how are there this many? There. Get Silesia out of the war. Come on. My navy. So we're getting them out of the war. trying to send people in. So is Bohemia, they're in a personal union with Poland. So we can't actually drive them out of the war. Not directly. But I'm actually gonna, bring these guys down here. I'll bring maybe down here. And I'm gonna see if I can get them into France. I don't understand why are the French so, I mean, they're at military tech 63, same as me. I don't understand why the French are just dominating me here. I mean, I guess they lost that one. That's good, but it just seems like the French are just shoving me around the battlefield, and I don't understand why. All right. Now you guys head for France. Actually, no. Head for France. Now it seems like the French are struggling. We lost a battle. That's unusual. I do really need to, like, work on actually building up a good navy. French are still putting up a fair amount of fight here. They're not ready to quit yet. I mean, they're losing, and they're losing badly, but they're still trying. They're not giving up, which is admirable. The French, I mean, they don't quit, that's for sure. We're going to lose a battle there, but that's okay. It's okay. The French won't be in the war much longer anyway, as we kind of dismantle their kingdom here. So we won the siege of Paris. Stack wiped them. That army's gone now. We'll take back Finisterre and Calais, and then see at that point if the French are willing to negotiate peace that allows me to take more of Brittany. So let's see if the French are willing to drop out now. Not quite on terms that I want yet. I want to take as much of what is traditionally Brittany as possible and then release it as Brittany. And that would give me a vassal over here. No, don't go that way. And it would hurt France in the process. Oops, no, you should be doing that siege. You guys get there in time? Probably not. No. Is Bohemia at war with Denmark? they're kind of at war with everybody. So they're starting to fall apart. That's good. That means that even though, like, Austria is not on my side in the war, they're, enemy of my enemy, which means they'll be fighting against, like, the French army and the Polish army and stuff like that. So it takes a lot of the pressure off me, where I don't have to worry about all this stuff nearly as much. Let's see now if the French are willing to just get out of this war. Apparently not. Let's see. They give up the Jersey Islands and Cherbourg. No. They would give up the Jersey Islands. But that's not really part of Brittany. We'll siege down these two forts, and then by that point, I'm sure the French will be ready to give up just about anything to get out of this war. This has been such a disaster for them. That is taking forever. There we go. All right. Now let's see. Basically, at this point, whatever we get out of France is kind of the maximum we would be able to get, no matter what. So, see, it's not going to give me, it's like no matter what, they're not going to give me the entirety. Of Brittany, but that's okay. So these guys, in theory, should become exiles, but so who am I still at war with? Poland, Bohemia, and Berg. I don't even know where Berg is. Somewhere over here, right there. Already occupied by Austria. I bet Berg would love to just get out of this. Yep, they would. Send somebody over here to crush the Polish army. We occupy all of Poland right now, so we don't have to worry about, even if they surrender in their war to Austria, which they really couldn't, because Austria wouldn't have nearly enough war score. So like we're in a position where we don't need to worry too much. Here now we're at 99%, so we don't even have to really siege that down. We can just demand what we want here. That'll get us the partition Poland achievement and clean the borders up some. Overextension is up, but that's okay. We'll core a bunch of this. We gain a claim on the entire Carpathia region. So then we just got to annex Carpathia. So our war with Poland comes to an end. And now is where we cheese the system a bit, if we can. Oh, so they're no longer allied with Poland, the Byzantines. So, but they are allied with Georgia, which I've been eyeing for quite a while anyway. We don't need the entire army to do this. These guys are going to be very, very weak, very easy to dismantle. So we're going to send these guys down here, and we're going to just clean this whole thing up right now while we're doing this. All the rest of my army should be on their way back. Yeah, they're all over here. So we're going to divide them up. And we'll sort out into their half groups here in a minute. All right, so you don't have a general. Do we have an extra? No. All right. As much as it pains me, it is time for the Byzantine Empire to come to an end. Where's my navy? I'm going to bring these guys down here. So Hungary broke their alliance with us. Who are they allied with? Magdeburg and Opel. And they're at war with Silesia. Do we have a... Oh, we have a truce with them. I was going to like blitz them right now, but we can't. But that's okay. We were going to need to go to war with them eventually anyway. So this just makes it easier on us. Six of 5. No, I'm not doing that. Is that Georgia? Yeah. All right. wonder if I, whoops, wrong one. Where's, oh, wait, it's, I forget where, it's like a specific button that I'm looking for, and I forget where it is. There we go. Oh, I cannot release subjects while at war. Okay. Why is this siege taking so long? Oops. There we go. There. Big old artillery barrage. Alright, so we've won that. Siege these down. Sweet. So they broke up Poland quite a bit. We have Moldavia and Ukraine now. They're guaranteed by Austria, who will not come in to defend them. We have absolutely no choice. We have to murder these guys. We just have to. It is the rules. We have to wait a month. That's going to allow us to pick up a fair amount of territory really quickly. So here, we're going to negotiate with Georgia. It's not going to let me annex all of Georgia, but it's going to let me take that. These guys can now turn around and head back this way. That gave me something here. March to the Caucasus. Byzantium. Look, I'm sorry, my guys. Your time has come and gone. We will honor your legacy, but you no longer exist. We're like running on loans here. I don't know what's going on with my expenses. I guess it's just army maintenance. Where's my navy? I'm gonna park my navy here, and I'll turn off fleet maintenance. It's probably a combination of army maintenance and having all the forts active because we're at war. Where's Ingolstadt? Are we at war with Austria? Oops. Okay. The good news is, I don't think Austria is in a particularly powerful situation at the moment. So where's the actual country of Ingolstadt? Right there. Ukraine just got like completely abandoned by everybody. That's all right. They belong in the Russian Empire anyway. Separate these guys out. So we've taken Vienna. Taken Prague. So we're breaking through now into the interior of Austria. That's going to scare the Austrians. See now. So that's Austria out of the war, which means we have won. We're going to bring all these guys back up here and we'll sort them all out later. We just take all of that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we now are not at war. This has been an absolute slog, but look at all that we've accomplished. I mean, Poland is a tiny shell of what it once was. Epirus, Serbia, Byzantium, they are gone. Georgia is one province minor now. We control all of this. We seriously battered the Ottomans. The Ottoman Balkans, this little pimple here, that's all that's left. We hurt the French, which we're about to kind of do a little bit more there. Lithuania is gone. Poland is this little bubble. We just, like, marched straight into Austria with no challenge whatsoever. Now they had just been through a war, but still, like, we just marched right in there. We're going to, thing I want to do here. Let's see if we can find Brittany in here. I'm not sure if it will allow me to or not. Yeah, Brittany. I'm going to release them as a vassal. They'll be Catholic and they'll be Breton. That's okay. We're going to release them. So Brittany is now my vassal. The reason for doing this is twofold. So we are going to just completely, like, right out of the gate, we're going to have somebody there improving relations. And then we really want to influence. Yeah, wait until June. See, they've had some rebels. June 13th. Oh, we have loans to repay first. But, well, we want to influence them because we want to keep them, like, happy with us. But this, they'll build up an army that will deal with these sorts of rebellions, so we don't have to over here. And they'll be now a vassal that will help us when we go to war with France and stuff like that. They'll distract the French as time goes on. We'll give them a little bit more territory. And then as we come through here and kind of take over everything, we'll eventually just annex them back. No big deal. We also, our alliance with Hungary was broken by Hungary, not by us, which is great because we needed to go to war with them anyway. So that'll probably be the next thing. We have a truce with them until 1643, so just a couple more years. We have a truce with the Ottomans until 1641, so actually just a couple more months. So when we come back next time, probably be Ottomans first and then Hungarians. We'll see. We'll see kind of how I'm feeling. The Ottomans are at war with Spain, so we want to make sure that they're fighting over this territory, but we want to make sure we get as much of this as possible before the Spanish do. We'll end up crushing the Spanish eventually anyway, but we just want to make it as easy as possible on ourselves. But for now, that's where I am going, excuse me, to stop this video. This is almost twice as long as my typical, but it's been a lot of fun. We accomplished a lot. We have really, really advanced into Europe. I know I keep thinking, like, we need to clean this up, but I want to make sure, because these guys are no threat to me at all right now. Hungary alone really isn't, but like this, a coalition of all of this could hurt me still, and especially if the Ottomans got involved, which the Ottomans probably wouldn't join a coalition here, but they definitely would attack me while I'm at war with all of these guys. So I'm not untouchable yet. There is still the potential to lose, but at this point, we're in a really, really strong position here. See, the next big missions, we've got Annex Carpathia, which is at this point just all of Hungary essentially. And then protect the Southern Slavs, which is just this bit of Herzegovina here, it looks like. Oh, no. So basically all of what will become Yugoslavia plus kind of the Ottoman Balkans here. And then Third Rome. So we're almost to the original, like the first goal that I had of this, and then we'll go on from there. But for now, this is where I'm going to stop the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope it's been a great couple hours of background noise. We'll be back again soon, and as always, I will see you when I see you.